Good morning, good morning, good morning, my brothers and sisters. Good morning, and welcome to another day, another edition, another episode of our Good Morning Grief Devotional. This is the grief devotional that is strategically designed to help you to navigate through your grief one day at a time. This is a virtual village that we are building to help people who are grappling with grief. You may ask, what is grief? Grief, my brothers and sisters, it is the natural and the normal response to loss, change, and transition that results in the expressions of feelings and emotions. Grief is what we feel on the inside. Mourning is how it is expressed on the outside. And that's why we say, good morning, because mourning is a good thing. And that's where we're trying to push you to and get you to to actively mourn the loss, change, and transition that you've experienced in your life. Don't just bottle it up, player. Just don't keep it on the inside, player. I know you feeling some type of way. You got to learn how to express yourself. You got to learn how to express yourself. You got to learn how to get that up out you, right? So that you can mourn in a meaningful way and start the grief journey, the healing journey, the mourning journey that God desires for you to be on. And so I want to welcome you. My name is Pastor Corey Allen Duncan Sr. I'm the senior pastor, the City of Hope Community Church, located in the great city of Indianapolis, Indiana. Virtual pastor of Hope Nation. That is people all across this country that is connected with our ministry here in Indianapolis. Then also, I am your certified grief coach for 2023. That's right. Went and got my grief coach certification a couple of years ago because I wanted to be more intentional in helping people to navigate through the grief that they're feeling and that they're experiencing in their life. Amen. And so I'm excited to have this opportunity to come to you on this morning for yet another devotional. We gather together every day just for about 10, 15 minutes. That's it. I give you a grief bite, something that's going to empower you and help you and encourage you and all of those wonderful things as you navigate through your grief journey. So I thank you for tuning in. Tell your friends, get other people to join in. If you know anybody that's going through loss, change, or transition, this may be a blessing and a benefit to them. We've also started a private Facebook group. It is the Good Morning Grief group. You can go join that so that we can continue to build connections, that we can mourn together in community, and so that we can establish bonds and relationships that will be instrumental in us helping us to navigate through our grief journey. And so I want to welcome you and I want to thank you for joining us on today. Let's get into it, y'all. Today is day 60. Can you believe it? We're doing a devotional every single day this year. Today is day 60 of our 365 days. Today we're going to talk about amazing and awful. Amazing and awful. Our grief quote comes from L.R. Nost, which says, life is amazing. It is amazing. But guess what? Then it's awful. And then it's amazing again. And in between the amazing and the awful, it's ordinary and mundane and routine. Breath in the amazing. Breathe in the amazing. I'm sorry. Breathe in the amazing. Hold on through the awful and relax and exhale during the ordinary. That's some good advice. Breathe in the amazing. Hold on through the awful and relax and exhale during the ordinary. That's just living, heartbreaking, soul healing, amazing, awful, ordinary life. And guess what, y'all? It's breathtakingly beautiful. Let's get into this devotion. Grief can be awful. Life can be awful in grief. Yeah, there's no sugarcoating it. There's no trying to make it cute. There's no trying to paint it pretty. Grief can be awful. Life can be awful in grief. Whenever you're dealing with loss, change, or transition, guess what? It does not feel good. That it can be awful. It's one of the hardest times you'll ever go through in your life. It's one of those rough patches that you experience, right? And it doesn't feel good. So we know we understand, we're not going to sugarcoat it, that grief can be awful, life can be awful in grief. The word awful originally came from awe plus full, which means full of awe, right? Awe is like wonder, except not as happy. The psychologist Robert Plutchik said, awe is a combination of fear and surprise. Hmm. I guess our grief can be surprisingly fearful, fearfully surprising too. I think that is interesting. It is a combination of both fear and surprise, right? Because we didn't expect this. We're surprised. We're fearful. We're fearfully surprised. It's all mixed up together when you experience the loss, change, and transition that you're going through, that you're dealing with, right? It can be full of fear. You can be surprised. You didn't expect this. You didn't anticipate this. And yet here we are. Check this out, y'all. If we regard our grief with awe instead of disdain, if we respect it instead of trying to ignore it, we're giving it its due, right? If we regard our grief with awe, right, instead of disdain, if we respect it instead of trying to ignore it, we're giving it its due. It's hard to hold on through the awful, but it's also unavoidable, right? And with time and effort, that holding on will bring us around to amazing again. Y'all, if we respect it instead of trying to ignore it, we give it its due, right? Because grief has to uh, do what it was designed to do. That as we navigate through it, as we navigate through our loss, our change and transition, as we begin to maneuver through what we're feeling and what we're experiencing and what has happened, the change that has taken place in our life, as we navigate through it, we find ourselves in one of those awful chapters, right? And I love it. If you go back to the original quote, we find ourselves in one of those awful chapters. And ultimately, what is it that we do? Here it is. Because life can be amazing, life can be awful, right? What do? We breathe in the amazing. We hold on through the awful. We relax and exhale during the ordinary times. We breathe in the amazing. We hold on through the awful. I think it's important for us to know because it's like a circle of life. We go through awful seasons, but eventually we'll be back in an amazing season. The same thing applies when it comes to grief. It's like the old school songwriter says, I've had some good days. I've had some hills to climb, right? That even in grief, guess what? You're going to have some good days. You're going to have some good days when you feel good. You don't feel as heaviness. You don't feel as weight. You're going to feel good. But then you're going to have some not so good days as you navigate through your grief, right? And what do? You breathe in the amazing. You take it in. You soak it up. You enjoy it. You ride that wave of joy because you know tomorrow could be a totally different day. And when the day does go from amazing to awful, guess what? When it's awful, you hold on, right? You don't ignore it. You give grief its just due, right? Because it's growing you, it's developing you, it's maturing you, it's helping you, right? As you navigate through it, as you mourn in a meaningful way, grief is going to do what it was designed to do. So we're going to breathe in the amazing. We're going to hold on in the awful. And as you navigate through this season of grief, which can be awful, hold on. My brothers and sisters, please hold on. Tighten up the rope. It's not time to let go. It's not time to throw in the towel. It's not time to give up, give out, or give in. You hold on through the awful because guess what? Amazing is on the way. And I know I'm going to have to get some people. We're going to have some talks to get some people on here because I know it's hard for you to see it. I know it's hard for you to imagine it while you're in it, right? But it's like the song says, better days are coming. And I tell people there's life after death, literally for the people who died and for you. You got to know that there's life after death, right? That you can still live even after somebody dies. That you will find hope again. You will find joy again. You're going to laugh again. You're going to live again. Watch this. You're going to love again, right? That there's another chapter. If you hold on and keep flicking the pages in the book, there's another chapter called joy. There's another chapter called happiness. There's another chapter called restoration. There's another chapter called healing. I know the chapter you're in now is pain. I know the chapter you're in now is problematic. I know the chapter you're in now is awful. But if you hold on, you got to know and understand the chapter titled Amazing is on the way. Let's hit this final thought. I know that life is both amazing and awful. My privilege at one requires my presence at the other. I know that life is both amazing and awful. My privilege at one requires my presence at the other. Today is day 60, y'all. Talking about amazing and awful. And I just want to encourage you. I know you're in an awful season. Hold on because amazing is on the way, right? Breathe when it's amazing. Hold on. Hold on when it's awful. Navigate through that season of grief. Don't ignore it. Explore it. Give it its just due so that you can be where God desires for you to be. Come on, talk to me. Questions, comments, questions, comments about this or anything else. Questions, comments. Day 60. Can y'all believe we are 60 days in? Can you believe we are 60 days in? Man, thank you so very much, Ruth Roseby. To God be the glory. Yes, yes. Hey, Corey with a K. Breathing, breathing is absolutely amazing. Breathing is absolutely amazing. Y'all learning to breathe when your anxiety is high or when you're having an attack. Yeah, center yourself, breathe. Right there is a I gotta find it. It's a TikTok, but it deals with breathing and how it's just all connected to God. I'm a find it and I'm gonna put it in the Facebook group. Breathing is absolutely amazing. Just being aware of yourself, of the situation, and how you use that technique to calm yourself, your body, in the midst of those moments. Awareness is everything. So breathe when it's amazing. Amen. That's what we gonna do. Questions, comments. Y'all been quiet here lately. Questions, comments, anything about this or anything else. Any special dates in March? Any special dates in March? Any special dates in March? Let's see. Let me get the chat off. My privilege at one requires my presence at the other. My privilege at one requires my presence at the other. At one requires my presence at the other. Yep, that's what it says. My privilege at one requires my presence at the other. We have, hey, Kimberly. I was going to hit you up. Birthday of granddaughter Devea. That's Miss Donna. What date is her birthday? Felicia's mother and dad died in March. Amen. Amen. We got a whole space for you on those special days. Amen. 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 Today is my grandfather's birthday. He passed 9 years ago. Amen. March 17th. Amen. Amen. Yeah. Yes. Yes. Let us be strategically intentional on this month of March as we navigate through and go through with our grief. Let us be intentional, y'all. Continue to tune in, continue to tap in, continue to be present. Come on, we are 60 days in. I hope and pray that you are growing, right? I always say progress over perfection, progress over perfection. And so slow progress is better than no progress. And we want to continue to make steps, right? I'll be in India again next week. My brother David is having second surgery in hopes of saving his other leg. Please keep him lifted. All right, Miss Loretta. Absolutely. Absolutely. Miss Deanna, today was the day my son JB passed. Rest in heaven, son. Thank you, Pastor, for always standing in the gap. Y'all send some love to Deanna. Today was the day her son passed away. Amen. So we want to show some love. We want to hold space for her on this day. I believe this was it 3 years? It was 3 years ago. It was 3 years ago. I remember it was right before the pandemic and everything shut down because that was that Saturday, and then that Sunday was our final service. If I'm not mistaken, it was our final service, or it was a week after that. It was our service. Yep. And then we were down for 2 years, and so y'all keep Deanna in your prayers. Pam Watts, her dad's birthday is March 5th. A lot of March birthdays. A lot of March birthdays. Yep, let's hold space for one another. I hope and pray y'all day 60 that you are making progress in your grief journey, right? Hope you're just making progress. Slow progress is better than no progress. And nobody, at the end of these 365 days, we're not saying that you're going to be totally healed, right? But we just want to see growth. We want to see progress. We want to see that you're able to take these things and apply it so that you can be the best version of yourself, that you can, move forward and navigating through your grief. And so I'm grateful. I'm thankful. Thank y'all lifting you up, Deanna. Amen. Amen. I appreciate y'all. Love y'all with the love of the Lord. Continue to pray and lift up your brothers and sisters. Make sure y'all meet us in the virtual village, the Good Morning Grief Group, so that we can continue to grow and establish these relationships and fellowships with one another. We can help each other navigate through our grief. Yvette sending out some love to Deanna. Continue prayers and strength. 10 toes down. All of those wonderful things. So I love y'all with the love of the Lord. I look forward to seeing y'all tomorrow at 8 a.m. Make sure you get inside the village, y'all. Let's connect with one another. I love y'all. Let's go.
Good morning.